Investing has the power to transform your life. Many people, however, incorrectly believe that until they have a lot of cash to invest, there is no good place for them to deposit their money. However, that's not true. Even if you just have $100 to invest, you can start making money. On the surface, $100 appears to be nothing more than $100. Spending money on dining out, entertainment, or booking a vacation online is easy. Despite the current economic climate, $100 may still go a long way. Certified financial advisor Joel Larson of Davis, California, argues that once money leaves your pocket, it's gone forever. It doesn't matter how modest or huge your initial investment amounts are. The most essential thing is to get started now. Hey everyone! Welcome back to another video from Capital Finance, your go-to channel for business ideas, entrepreneurship, investment, and personal finance. In this video, we will look at some ways to invest your $100 today. When Google was first starting, how much money would you have made if you had put $100,000 in it? In fact, David Sheridan followed his path to success, and today his net worth exceeds $10 billion. I think it's one of the finest buys I've ever made, but even though not everyone has the chance to become a billionaire or has an additional $100,000 to invest in another business, there are infinite number of options available to anybody who wants them. In the United States alone, 1,700 individuals become millionaires each day. To become one of these people, you must first begin someplace. But there's a dilemma. As a result, most people in the United States are unable to save even $1,000 in the event of an unanticipated need. But $100? That's doable. That's within reach of most people. However, even a single share of Apple stock costs twice as much. I'm not even mentioning Amazon or Google. Do you believe a $100 investment over 40 years with an 8% rate of return would be worth it? Just over $2,100 or $2,172 in total. But don't be alarmed. There are legitimately excellent methods to invest even $100. So if you're ready, give this video a thumbs up and let's begin. Number 1. Invest in stocks. Many people spend a lot of time watching or reading about the stock market in the hopes of one day becoming an investor. It's safe to say that the stock market may seem a little daunting if you haven't purchased even a single share. As soon as you get started, many things become crystal obvious. It's one thing to read and watch videos about the stock market. It's quite another to actually invest or trade. Theoretically, it should be simple, but it isn't. In the face of a stock's rapid decline, you become emotionally invested, and your intellect shuts down. Your emotions take over and you'll only think about minimizing your losses. Only then can actual knowledge be gained. That $100 isn't the purpose. It's to get a taste of the market for the simple reason that you will exercise greater caution and attention when dealing with actual money because your money is at risk. It's actually a lot of fun to search for a firm to invest in. Many different firms will be studied, their financial records analyzed, and you will decide if this company is worth your money or not after determining whether or not pricing is low or overvalued. Even if you lose $100, this experience is still worth it. A higher amount of money invested will at least provide the investor some insight into how the stock market operates. Number 2. Create a business. $100 may sound like a lot of money to start a business, but I'm here to tell you that it's not. You may not believe it, but there are a few enterprises that can be started for as little as $100. Unfortunately, when we consider beginning a business, we tend to focus on the more difficult to start large enterprises rather than the simple little ones. Grass trimmers, for example, can be purchased for about $100 and may be used to cut the grass of your neighbors as a secondary source of income. In fact, a buddy created a channel with merely $100. He realized that the majority of YouTubers simply express their thoughts and views. Even the most well-known ones began with very little. So he thought, why don't I start putting my thoughts out there? It will be interesting to watch how it goes. He spent a little over $100 on a microphone and began filming. Yes, they were terrible since he had no knowledge of video editing or animation, and he didn't care much because it was a hobby rather than a company. It wasn't until he started improving the quality that he had to recruit animators, and now it's like a tiny company. You don't absolutely need to open a YouTube account to create a thriving internet company. With a little bit of research, you may find someone to assist you film and editing your music video for as low as $100. Publish it as a digital course and make money off of it. In fact, you don't even need a website to get started, thanks to the variety of free platforms available today. You may eventually transform things into a real business with the proper permits when things go well. You may quickly recoup your investment and make much more money. We are blessed to live in this day since pretty much everyone has internet no matter where you are on the globe. So, this is definitely an excellent alternative for most individuals. Number 3. Do a buy and sell hustle. Many people lack even the most fundamental knowledge of running a business. As a result of their deep entanglement in the system, they haven't earned a dime outside of their jobs. So, when you advise them to start a business, they put it off since it's a foreign concept. However, selling is everything in business, and most companies don't even bother to develop their products. Instead, they simply buy cheap and resell expensively. For instance, a nearby supermarket. They don't make the products they're advertising. They already have a source lined up. However, it's much easier than you think to run a firm. To your advantage, you don't have to spend a lot of money or create a business to discover this. Instead, go to eBay and pick something you can resell to your neighbors for a little higher price, say instead of opening a storefront. Interpersonal, logical, and negotiation abilities will all benefit from this experience. With $100, you may not be able to generate much money. However, you will get far more knowledge than you gained with a 4-year business degree. You'll need to figure out who your ideal customers are, what your perfect pricing point is, how to handle your customers, and so on. People actually earn a living off of these things. Number 4. Develop a new skill. It's also possible to spend $100 on a talent that will pay off in the long run. If you're searching for a side job or a way to make extra money, this is the greatest option. If you're interested in working in the social media industry, you might consider taking a social media course. Another option is to take classes in graphic design, copywriting, and web design. Online, the possibilities are virtually limitless. There are plenty of free resources even on YouTube, so why pay for a course? Paid courses are often superior to free ones since they are more organized and easier to follow, making you seem like you've learned a skill when you've completed the course. For the second part of why $100 has been spent, you feel compelled to complete the course since you've paid for it. To put it another way, after completing the course, you'll likely be motivated to take action to earn back the money you spent on it. Number 5. Read books. I witnessed my parents struggle with money and live paycheck to paycheck, and I made a pledge to myself that I would not live that way when I grew up. The problem was that I had no idea how to get started. According to my parents, as long as I maintain earning high marks, I'll have no worries about money when I'm older. After a while, I began reading literature outside of the classroom and stumbled onto Rich Dad, Poor Dad, when everything changed. When I first learned about the world of money, I was taken aback by how little I understood it, even though I use it every day. If you've ever heard this advice. However, the instant you adjust your mindset, you'll begin making better decisions that bring you financial freedom. There are a lot of folks who think they're financial geniuses after seeing a few videos on YouTube. You may have learned a thing or two from watching dozens or even hundreds of videos on YouTube in the past week. Still, that information will not stick with you like it does when you read a book, because it usually takes you days or weeks to finish a single book. And by that time, these ideas will have become ingrained in your mind. Again, $100 is not much, but it can go long. What about you? How will you invest $100 if you have one? Share it in the comment section below. As always, thank you for staying up till the end of the video. Please subscribe to this channel and see you next time.